He marked the bungalow, marked where I was living with my children, marked the boys' quarters where my old mother was staying then, and the warehouse that I was usually using then as, for some, and told me he is going to bring it down within 24 hours. He said, remove within 24 hours. I am telling you, within seconds, this duplex of 5 bedrooms, 2 sitting rooms, and 3-bedroom basement came down. My whole family is in pains. We don't have a place to live. We don't have an address as I speak with you now. We don't have. My aged mother, who was here, is stroked now. He is. And I've cried to the governor. I've always cried to the executive governor of the state to hear me. Eventually, I've not been able to get any reaction. Probably he has not had it. Talk of this, what an injury that was being inflicted to me and my family by this agency. Assuming I committed any crime, assuming I took this property without even any official documentation, wouldn't I be given an opportunity to pack away my things? Would it have been these 15 hours or 15 and a half hours they gave to me? And even not telling me what I have done? Would it have been proper? No respect my life to live for my right to live as a human being and my family again. What I have labored for in all my life, went to the drain before my very eyes in a day.
Anytime I remember it, God. Somebody that has lived in the house, the first to enter the street is the person that is being chased out for no just cause.
What happened this place? I'm glad this was your house. You living here before?
Yes. This is a very horrible experience. I never even read of a kind of thing that happened to me here. I can only tell you that I had this experience on the 21st and 22nd of January 2021. No prior information of this kind of a thing. I have lived here for almost 15 years, 15 solid years. At this particular point, I began building of this place by 2002. And I have a bungalow where I have lived with my family for more than 15 years just behind here. I got this particular property where we are now from one late Pastor Gabriel Ede Okafor. He retired as a permanent secretary of Ministry of Lands. He sold this place with, to me with a title document of certificate of occupancy that dated 1994. And he issued me with a deed of assignment, which I registered in Ministry of Lands by then as well. I began development of this place. And after some time, I now discovered that I was always being robbed by thieves here. Then upon complaining to the police often, the police advised I should ward off where they were coming from. And I did tell the police that, see, my own property ended somewhere here. And the other one is not mine, it is government. They say, go to Ministry of Lands and apply for allocation that they may give you. I heed to the advice and went to Ministry of Lands by 2001. Applied, and I came here and came here and surveyed and saw that there was almost 2,700 square meters of unspent land of the state government. And they gave me the allocation and asked me to pay.
How much did you pay?
Allocation then was 30,000. There were other miscellaneous fees I can't really remember now. But I hold this in my head that it was 30,000 I paid as allocation fee. Then in those days, it was a process. When you pay for allocation fee, you pay for processing fee, you pay for survey, you pay for all these other things gradually, because money was not as huge as we have them now. So the government was, pitiable on her citizens then. So if you pay and you have gotten your allocation paper, that means then that you are now almost the owner of that property. You can now develop. But I didn't do that. I just waited patiently, finished all the necessary regularities, upon the second part of this property. And upon this process, it got finished, concluded by 2007, sometime either September or November. And the present Chief of Staff, Right Honorable Dr. Festus Uzo, was the then Commissioner of Lands. He was the one that signed the certificate of occupancy of extension number 17. So when I got it, I applied for another building plan approval of a bungalow, and it was approved. And during that time, you must pay 10,000 naira for the engineers, for the state engineers to come and supervise your foundation. Otherwise, they will come after you. So they were here when I built that bungalow. So we've been here from 2007 till 21st January 2021. On a very evening, I came back from my daily activities, and I discovered that at the neighborhood there, Capital Territory came and marked at fences, remove walls, remove within 48 hours by 19 January. So when I came, I called some of my neighbors and said, "What is happening?" They said they want to come. They may want to come and do our road, because you can see that our road was 880. So we were all happy anyway. But I said, why will the construction of road, involve removal of officially erected fences? I called our neighbors, called even the chairman of the neighborhood. We sat and said it could be construction of road anyway, that they may not touch the fences, because the fences were officially laid. Because by 2000, I paid 3,000 naira for town planners to come and give me a permit to do my fence. And that 3,000 naira was part of re-establishment of beacons, so that you know where your road is. So these fences we did here was purely an official state government transaction. So why will it be like that? So I went out on the 21st of January. It was somewhere that my neighbor called me that Capital Territory came with equipment, earth-moving equipment. So they came with caterpillars and bulldozers, so that we should come. And meanwhile, when they marked these fences, my own was not even marked. And that was why I was not too bothered. But it was only 2 days that they did this. You can see this place is, I have boundaries. The second property has boundaries with Coast City Garden. Governor Chimaroke developed Coast City Garden by 2007. And that was what gave value to this place, because people never wanted here I am now. I was lonely here. I was terrorized. I was terrorized. I was attacked by armed robbers terribly. So when I came, I saw the other side of the road that was not, fully inhabited by people. But as I tell you, here is fully inhabited. No, none of these places were not being lived by people. Fully inhabited. But the other side was having a new construction. So I said, what could be this? We were asking, and I was standing by the side of the chairman of the Capital Territories vehicle. And I saw him answering a call. He answered a call, said, brown roof duplex, a bungalow. Brown roof duplex, a bungalow. And I said, he came down, I alerted from that, who owns that brown roof duplex and bungalow? I said, it is mine, though it has been given out to somebody that I am the owner. I said, go and bring the title document. I mean, the building plan approval. Lo and behold, with what was going on here, with the kind of demolition, because some houses that were not being lived were being demolished, has even induced fear in me that could this demolition come to where we are living, what will I do? And lo and behold, it came. I went on with that, intensity of that, and brought out a copy of a building approved plan, which was not this. And he said, no, this is not the building plan. Bring it down. I'm telling you, within seconds, this duplex of 5 bedrooms, 2 sitting rooms, and 3-bedroom basement came down within seconds.
You had a duplex here where we were sitting?
Yes. It came down within seconds. And when he came down to this place and said, okay, this is the bungalow we were looking for. This is the bungalow we were looking for. That were his words. He marked the bungalow, marked where I was living with my children, marked the boys' quarters where my old mother was staying then, and the warehouse that I was usually using then as, for some, and told me he is going to bring it down within 24 hours. He said, remove within 24 hours. That was by 5:26 p.m. on Thursday, 21st January 2021. I cried, I held him on his foot. Where do you want me to go, Honorable Chairman? What did I do? What have you done? Can you just come and tell me what we have done? You didn't tell me. He said, remove your things. That was it was, and left. My family cried, my daughter cried. He told my daughter, send me your account number, I will give you 100,000. Go and look for a house, I will pay 1 year for you and your parents. My daughter, who has served this state at a little capacity as a lesser president, who promoted the good works of the governor of this state, it's official. She has documentaries she did for the good works the governor has done in Enugu State. Sincerely, we wept. Lo and behold, in the morning I left to Ministry of Lands to know exactly what was my sins, what was my offense. Because Ministry of Land gave me these properties. And these properties are in Kumba. I used them to borrow money. As I speak with you now, I used that particular house I was living to borrow money from Bank of Agriculture. I have not paid off.
How much did you borrow?
45 million. 45 million. That has multiplied reasonably. I don't know how much it is now. So we begged. When I went to Ministry of, before I could come, they started calling me that by 9 o'clock, the chairman, Mr. K. Onono, has already arrived here on his supervision. Not that he did it in his absence. He was here with a lot of policemen and a lot of his workers and was instructing, bring down this. I will send some of the videos. You will see our property scattered here. You can see, as you are witness now, that scavengers are still preying on materials here. This is 61 days. Today is 61 days. Today is 23. 61 days of our anguish. 61 days of our penury. 61 days of our adversity. I have never been a criminal in life. I've never done anything to deserve this. So what I am saying is that I am in pains. My whole family is in pains. We don't have a place to live. We don't have an address as I speak with you now. We don't have... My aged mother, who was here, is stroked now. He is. And I've cried to the governor. I've always cried to the executive governor of the state to hear me. Eventually, I've not been able to get any reaction. Probably he has not heard it. He has not been able to hear it because the same people who did this will equally shield away him from listening. If this were to be a natural disaster, if he hears it ordinarily, he will come. I know him now. Talk of this, what an injury that was being inflicted to me and my family by this agency. Assuming I committed any crime, assuming I took this property without even any official documentation, wouldn't I be given an opportunity to pack away my things? Would it have been these 15 hours or 15 and a half hours they gave to me? And even not telling me what I have done, would it have been proper? No respect to my life to live, for my right to live as a human being and my family again. These children that are here now, I know that Ken Ono was once 21 years. My son is 21. They would have killed him that very day. Ken Ono was 21 years sometime. And eventually he will grow. Unless he extincts us, all of us. How could he treat me like this? I've never gotten any form of, misunderstandings with him. I'm not a politician. I don't have anything to do with politics. I've always been saying on my personal support, because of the kind of Christian life the governor lives. If not, I will tell him to his face, because they have done the highest. If he has not been a good man, the governor, so to say, I would have said it too. The highest thing is they will look for me and kill me. But he has been very, very humane. He doesn't like this kind of treatment. He does not. I wonder why they have been hiding my case before him. I have nothing incriminating. You can see here what I used to do. I produce animal feeds. What the government is asking us to do is what I started so many years behind. I am into poultry and allied businesses. I manufacture. I am into nutrition. So I don't know what I have done wrong. I am not a criminal.
Where's your family now? Where's your wife? Where are your children? Where's your mother?
My mother is keeping somewhere in a suburb now, where one of my nieces took her off. My wife has no place, almost squatting, just like as I am doing. You can see when people called me, I had no place. We are squatting. My 3 kids are in school, in their hostels in school. When school closes, they will be hovering around now. My last child, who took a post-UME exam that very day this thing was happening, has run down to her uncle's house in another state. I am baseless now, scattered.
How much did it cost you to put up these buildings? I mean, the bungalow and then this duplex, especially this duplex which you recently...
This duplex took me by 2003 to do. In fact, the calculation was around 28 point something million then. That was what I used in putting up this duplex, though I've sold it. But the bungalow, I can't really remember because it's a small bungalow. I don't really remember how much it was then. But there are boys' quarters and... but the issue is not even the property in question. What I have a lot of equipment here and goods that was damaged here. The monies I borrowed from bank was here. You can look at them. It is damaged, completely pushed. Scavengers came and you can't hold them. We were here for just one night. Mosquitoes dealt with us that very night here. And we were watching them take this. There's nothing you can do. They will hit you with it. So the value of what I lost here is not numerable. I must tell you the sincere truth.
100 million.
What is it? It is more than that. It is more than that. I have equipment here. Machines that I packed here for relocations that became vandalized and sold in scraps by these people.
Do you regret building your houses in Nigeria? Probably if you had your way, would you have probably preferred
You
to?
can see it ordinarily. The next step I will take is to look for refuge. I will ask for what do we call asylum. I will run away from this state. I will run away from this state because will I fight the government? This is under a state government, arrangement. I will run away. That's what I can do. If I would be alive to run away, because ordinarily now, I am not healthy. They speculated that I should have died the following day. I think, I don't know the reason of this. Whether it's going to be that of, is that Herod and the Naboth in the Bible? Who is that person? Somebody who can, what will I say? Somebody came here, no reason, no nothing. If I built on government property without documentary, would I have been treated this way? Ordinarily, if you go down here, there is a mad woman who used to keep down there. She has been shouting since this demolition because they removed where she used to stay. No respect to human life again. Eh?
What exactly do you want the governor to do now? I mean, this terrible act has been done.
What I want is for the governor to hear this. I still believe that he has not gotten any knowledge of this happening. Or maybe if they told him, they didn't tell him the extent of what has happened. I want, if there is any way you can make the governor hear that human life is involved. He is a prayerful governor. He cannot allow this to continue. We are of no address now. My children's address is always 17 Extension Road, Works Road Layout, Enugu. It is no longer there. Eh? You can see that within this environment now, it was only me that was being targeted on this very area that people lived. It's only me. The number 16 in question, I was hearing him, remove this fence, let me see that bungalow. That means it was as a result of my own case that this particular number 16 was being demolished. I listened to, I'm not just telling you somebody, he doesn't know me. The chairman of the Capital Territory does not know me except this issue. So I was standing by his side. And considering my size of a person, he might not even see me as anybody. So, but I was just standing there, watching him and listening to him. He said, remove this fence. A fence with gate with a bungalow inside it. Remove it. That was his instructions. And the caterpillar started removing it. I want to see the bungalow. And eventually saw my bungalow and started saying, this is the bungalow. This is the bungalow I'm looking for. So it behoves of him to explain why he was looking for my personal bungalow. And what I did, if I'm a kidnapper. Look, the only law that that I can accept is that I'm a kidnapper that has been keeping, victims here. That is why such a treatment could be meted. Otherwise, he cannot. Even if he does, even if he demolishes all the whole of Enugu to justify this act he has perpetrated on me, it cannot be accepted before God and man. It cannot.
What did your wife say about this whole thing? What did she say? And what did
my wife shut down on the 23rd of exactly 1 month, 2 months today. I was watching her. I was really clearly watching her, seeing a human being shut down. I swear to God.
What do you mean shut down?
System shut down. Her heart, she was having no water again in her body. She lost, fluid completely. And but God just saved us. We revived her. My humble self, I'm just walking around because of the grace of God. Because of the grace of God. I've never seen anything like this in life. I've never.
If you had an opportunity, we used to build a house in Nigeria.
I will not. If I have any opportunity of asylum, I will get out of this place with my family. I will not. This is inhuman. Ken Ono's assignment is just to make sure that there is good livelihood in the state capital. But look at what it has done to a human being. Even if I erred by law, not producing any building plan, at least as a citizen, I still have the right of fines. Why don't you ask me for a fine if I didn't bring even the documents? He was saying about high tension lately. Look at the high tension. Far away from my house. Look, there's nothing that connected this. Look at other buildings. You can see them just like that. If I had built under this high tension, would it had warranted him as the Capital Territory Development and the federal government of Nigeria TCN to demolish the house that was built under this? He speaks dually by two sides of his. That very day he was telling me, okay, this is the building. I'm going to bring in TCN. How could he have behaved like this to a human being, a fellow human, whom blood and water flows in his veins? Like he would just do this. I was asking him, when you finished this demolition, you went home and slept well with your family?
The money you're owing the bank, how are you going about it?
I don't know now. I have notified them of the incident. I've notified them of what has happened. The materials I kept here all wasted. You can see them now. I lost over 700 million naira here. I lost over 700 million naira in this very incident. I swear. What I have labored for in all my life, went to the drain before my very eyes in a day. In a day. I can't really believe this. I want all well-meaning Nigerians to come to my aid. Mr. Ken Ono has been asking me to go to court. Go to court. Go to court, yes. I know my right to go to court is protected, yes. But I was just wondering, why are you emphasizing on going to court? I will not speak. I will not let people know what I'm passing through. Are you going to be the judge in the court? Or are you really going to doing all these things to paint the administration you are serving? Because if you go to court, definitely if you go to court, I don't know what he wants to achieve from going to court. Whether ordinarily that he came within 16 hours and demolished a living house where people lived was lawful. Or demolishing houses that had title documents and houses that had building plan approvals were lawful. So why going to court? He has threatened me. He called me that he has written and petitioned me against the Inspector General of Police, the DSS, and the Inspector General of Police instructed the Commissioner of Police, and the Commissioner of Police asked him to interview me and give him brief. He told me this on the either 17th or 11th of February. Yes, he told me these things. So why are you fanning the ember of confusion? Let the government know exactly your activities and what you do. I have told him we are human beings. One can make mistakes, and the ability to accept your mistake makes you a superior human being. Not defending mistakes, defending wrongs and trying to make it right.
So on the 22nd of January, I said I was not able to stay to see the demolition because it was a house we've lived in for the past 15 years. When my kids, they were still in nursery school. It was a pathetic scene. Up till now, I don't think I can even view the video or go down to that place. Anytime I remember that, hey, Jesus. Anytime I remember it, God, everybody that has lived in the house. The first to enter the street is the person that is being chased out for no just cause. No reason given to us up till today. No reason. Can the CEO of Capital Territory come and tell us what our crime is? Where we went wrong? What we did wrong? My kids can't even come home again. Hey, it's too hard on me. I don't like remembering it. I don't like remembering it. It's quite unfortunate.